Go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
State Farm Stadium in the desert, 4:05 Sunday. According to ESPN, tickets as cheap as only $16. You start driving now, you can get there. If not, catch a flight. Jacksonville favored by 2 and a hook, maybe 3, depending on where you shop. And Arizona, of course, has lost 6 of 7. They're only 1-4 at home. Your total, 47.5 points. But how much will things move considering injuries? Both teams, that includes the big announcement today, Marvin Harrison Jr. out with an appendectomy. He, for the most part, has been an underachiever so far in a couple of years. I mean, he was supposed to be like daddy, right? He was supposed to be absolutely all-world. For several reasons, it just hasn't added up so far. I'll tell you what does add up. That's Twin Peaks, okay? You can add them all up, and you can do it right here. The place is phenomenal. We love coming out here. We do it once a month. It's a Wednesday edition. That means dirty blondes for $4.50. Naughty brunettes. Oh, boy. Only $4.50. Twin Peak IPAs and Twin Peaks Light. 22 ounces. And you just look at these beers. And, in Houston 2 weeks ago, I got a hotel room in walking distance to the stadium. In the nearest restaurant was Twin Peaks. I had to go over there and watch Florida State get their ass kicked by Clemson because that's just something that I do. But those 22-ounce ice-cold beers at Twin Peaks, absolutely sensational. That was in Houston. It's the same deal right here. Come on out and say hello. We're going to be with you tonight until 8 o'clock. Wednesday, plenty of specials, too. $6 Jaeger bombs, classic martinis, wine by the glass at half price. And, of course, you can get yourself a Philly cheesesteak and fries for only $10. So it's good to have you with us. Dylan Denmark back in the studio with us today. My name is Rick Ballou. Mac Fink's here as well. Max is engineering the program. And, I thought last week was unlike, for the most part, anything that we had seen as far as injuries. Well, it's even worse today. 16 players on the Jaguars injury report. Trayvon Walker did not work today with a knee. And we saw him go down. To credit Walker, he did return. I've always been one of those guys that measures injuries by whether or not you do return. Greg Newsome did not, okay? My early guess on Greg Newsome would be probably not this weekend. He was one of many players that was listed with limited participation, so that's certainly better than a DMP. The only other guy who had a DMP was Yasir Abdullah, but Jaguar fans are waiting for guys to come back, right? I mean, isn't this the week for Brenton Strange? I actually got one right last week, assuming that it would be this week, not last week. It's time for Brenton Strange. Is he coming back? Is Hunter Long coming back? The second tight end, Johnny Munn's done a really good job. I mean, you just got to be thrilled with what the third and fourth wide receivers, the third and fourth tight ends have done so far for this football team. I mean, it's just incredibly impressive. Again, depth all across the football field being used here consistently by Liam Cohen. But the two tight ends, Anton Harrison at right tackle, right? Expecting him to come back. The weekly, what is it going to be with Brian Thomas Jr.? I keep hearing they don't need Brian Thomas Jr. I'm like, hold on here. Let's pump the brakes just a little bit. His talent is phenomenal. We saw what he did a year ago. He has been snake bit. Yes, there are venomous snakes here in Florida. Folks, it's venomous, not poisonous. It's something I learned from you, the listener. No one's more interactive with our listeners than we are here on Into the Night. And that's a perfect example. For probably, for the first 50 years of my life, I used the term poisonous snakes. One of you got to me one day and said, Blue, don't be so stupid. Everyone knows it's a venomous snake. Brian Thomas Jr. has been bit, and he's been scared. He's been dropping balls. He's not healthy. But I do not agree with you don't need him back this weekend. With apologies to Austin Trammell, who's been real good, to Tim Patrick, who's been real good, and how about the emergence of Jacoby Myers, man? 9 targets, 8 receptions. He has been absolutely, what they expected, and what he gives you, Brian Thomas Jr. does not. The dirty yards, the ability to go over the middle, tough guy yards, and, he's not going to drop the football. The guy's dropped 1 ball in the last 1.5 years. Incredible. But to go as far as to say you don't need Brian Thomas Jr., soon they can get him back, that is certainly a positive for the Jaguars. So you look at those injuries there, and then on top of it, you go to Jordan Lewis defensively with the neck. Jarian Jones has played some good football. Christian Braswell did a really nice job replacing Greg Newsome last week, but they're down in bodies with Eric Murray out and with, Travis Hunter out. You would like to get one, if not both of them back. I think right now if you could get one, you would accept that. So let me give you this for what it's worth, because I know Jaguar fans are fully invested in it. Again, the two who didn't work today were Trayvon Walker with a knee and Yasir Abdullah with a finger. Eric Armstead was ill today. Oof. Hate that. And you don't know what it is, right? I mean, best case scenario, he's got something. He got a hold of it. He's a veteran. He called in the day off. The worst case scenario is he's got something, and all of a sudden that could spread like wildfire throughout the Miller Electric Center, and then guys start going down. Although they do a really good job if you have something with fluids, with IVs, and what have you. Still, you don't want that. It weakens the body. Hopefully Armstead, depending on what it is, maybe you just keep him out for a couple of days. If he's back working tomorrow, then it wasn't that big of a deal. Travis Etienne, the shoulder, limited. Dennis Gardeck, chest, limited. Anton Harrison, the knee and ankle, limited. Okay. Progression there compared to last week. And the offensive line was, really, really good, as you are aware of. Frankly, they were outstanding with what they were able to do 1 week ago. But this is a big game where the Jags, in their heavy rushing offense, coming off 4 touchdowns, coming off another game of 16 first downs, coming off a day in which you ran the football 47 times. All 3 of those are NFL records this year. Not Jaguars records, NFL records. 4 rushing touchdowns in one game, 16 first downs in one game. Jacksonville's now done it twice, 47 rushing attempts. I mean, absolutely spectacular. The Jaguars' heavy pass rush against a pass-heavy Arizona offense, where, again, 57 pass attempts for Jacoby Brissett last week, 47 to 57. It's just absolutely out of this world. But that's what you're looking at right now on the surface of this game. So I'm looking at this as good news with Anton Harrison. Jarian Jones, a quad. Limited today. Jordan Lewis, the neck, limited. There's an improvement. Last week he was DMP. Hunter Long, an improvement with the hip and the knee, limited. Patrick McCarry, the knee, limited. Wyatt Milam, the knee, limited. Milam got 8 snaps in at right guard. He got his first playing time in the NFL. He did not rank well or rate well according to Pro Football Focus, but that was kind of snuck in on the blowout that all year long you've been waiting. I've been waiting. I mean, this is the future right now. If I was to bet on anything as far as the Jaguars' offense in 2026, it would be Wyatt Milam is a starter on that offensive line in a year. So for him just to get his feet wet and get in there is encouraging. But he has been far less than 100% the entire year. He's really been dinged, and he still has a knee limited today. Greg Newsome we talked about with the ankle. limited. Brenton Strange, the same deal with the hip. All right, Brian Thomas Jr. the ankle, Bayshell Tootin the ankle, and then finally Dewey with his back injured today. That is 16 players. Wow. I mean, this team is just beaten up, but that is football. You look at tomorrow night's injury report between Houston and Buffalo, where C.J. Stroud is not going to go. He's not going to play tomorrow night. You realize Houston's 2-0 with Davis Mills, and you just look around the league. You've had that quarterback change now. This will be week 3. Again, Stroud will not go tomorrow night in Houston's matchup against Buffalo. Michael Penix Jr., as we talked a little bit about earlier in the week, partially torn ACL surgery. It's the return of Kirk Cousins for Atlanta. Cleveland announced today that Shedeur Sanders is going to start. Gabriel in the concussion protocol, even if he is 100%, they're going with Shedeur Sanders. And then, of course, Aaron Rodgers got some good news with what was at one point considered a fractured wrist. Mike Tomlin did not announce as to whether or not he'll be able to go at Chicago this weekend. But my gosh, man, it feels like half the quarterbacks in the NFL have been replaced so far, either by injuries or by being benched. It is just scary. It is such a quarterback league. All right, we got plenty to do tonight. Speaking of which, why don't we, now let's save it for the other side. We'll do that. We'll get to Jacksonville's quarterback. A noticeable change has been made with the wristband that Trevor Lawrence is now wearing, and I enjoyed what he said a little bit earlier today about that. So, we'll play that on the other side. And we got a lot to do tonight, no question about it. A ton on the Jaguars. We're going to mix in some college football as well. All right, the opening of the program is always brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Technology is so advanced in everything. It's just amazing, and that includes getting your eyes checked. They bring in these new machines. We have no idea what they are, what they stand for, whatever. And technology is so important, but what does it do? It also raises the price of your bill, okay? At Shmunez, they're always looking out for you, and they want to give you the best value for your dollar. They have all those fancy machines. My point is, you may not need to visit them, okay? The machines, that is. You may be able to get what you need with a prescription using whatever it is that they do have, okay? It's not always about the most amount of money. Tickets to a football game? Sure. A good dinner? Sure. A date? Absolutely. Your eyes? Heck no. Sometimes the most expensive doesn't always apply. And that is the deal with Shmunez Vision, because they're looking out for you and they want to make it more affordable for you. So make an appointment today. Dr. Neil Shmunez, Catherine Shmunez, John Hunt, those 3 doctors right there, more than 37 years worth of experience when it comes to surgery. And they will take you through your entire visit and then answer your questions before surgery. That's always good to know, right? And that doesn't work at a lot of other places as well. Instead, they'll send you to a surgery counselor. All right. Fired up for tonight's program. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's all about Jacksonville. It's all about where they are, maybe even more mentally than physically, about winning a game on the road in the desert. We're going to talk about that extensively tonight. As always, we do invite you to join us. The best way to do so is on our text line, 641-1010, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Come on out and say hello. We're at Twin Peaks. Be here tonight till 8 o'clock.
Get in the huddle with 1010XL's QB.
All right, guys, let's make a play for 1010XL.
David Garrard joins Mike and Fat Tony on Jaguars Today. Restored by Resto Pros of Northeast Florida on 1010XL.
Attention small business owners. Did you know you can get 100% tax deduction on a brand new Cadillac?
That's right. Choose your new Cadillac and qualify for a 2025 tax deduction of up to 100% of the purchase price.
There's never been a better time to own a Cadillac and drive your business forward in style.
Visit Randy Marion Cadillac on Southside Boulevard in Jacksonville today for incredible deals and expert advice.
Don't miss your chance. Experience the luxury you deserve and the savings you need.
Plus tax tag title, $9.99 admin fee and resistol on approved credit.
Ballou here for Smunez Vision. Why Smunez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smunez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smunez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smunez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmunezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Listen to whatever you like, whenever you want.
I like this.
1010XL on demand. Ad-free shows after the live shows end. Channeled by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning. Search where you find podcasts.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices, you don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick. We're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 14th.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes, and this holiday season, Leonard Truck Outfitters and 1010XL are helping you deck the truck. Stop by either Leonard's location, Blanding Boulevard in Orange Park or Beach Boulevard in Jacksonville, and it'll take you 1 minute to enter. You can win a deck bed storage system with Cargo Glide, installed by the pros at Leonard. We'll draw the winner Friday, December 19 during XL Primetime, live from the Beach Boulevard store. Plus, you'll score Florida-Georgia basketball tickets and a Gator National Championship commemorative basketball. It's easy, it's fast, and you could win big. So head to Leonard Truck Outfitters today and deck the truck.
There's lots of reasons to use Cume flowers when you need to send floral arrangements. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason or the occasion, Cume Flowers delivers with only the best. Log on to CumeFlowers.com and make someone's day.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tremendous opportunity for the Jaguars. And again, you look at Indianapolis, man, their schedule is about to get brutal. I saw the rest of the way through. It's the 4th most difficult schedule in the NFL. I didn't see Jacksonville's ranking on this. I was reading something, I believe it was the AFC South, a report where I found that, but makes total sense. And, the Jags have Indy twice. They have a tough trip to Denver. But let's not stop there. This is a tough trip considering Jacksonville struggles on the road, okay? They've struggled on the road for basically ever, right? And 1-4 at home this year is Arizona. They're not a good football team. They're a beaten-up football team, and they're heading south. They've lost 6 out of 7, but they got a lot of guys getting opportunities, a lot of guys who want to continue to play in this league, and that includes Jacoby Brissett. So I still think the importance here, it's an NFL game. We see upsets all the time. I mean, every single week it happens in the NFL, and I just think this one really does set up well for the Jaguars. All right, tonight's show is brought to you by Alexander Law Practice. All right, I've known Rick Alexander for quite some time, and he's old school. If you've been injured, you need to take down the number 400-6600, and it's a free consultation. If you've been injured, particularly in a car accident, okay, typically it's not your fault. And if that is the case with you, Rick gets deeply involved with every single one of his cases. He's old school like that. You may have totaled your car. You may be personally injured, broken bones. You can't afford to do anything. That right there is what you ask Rick Alexander. You'll never come out of pocket. Things will be settled for you at the end, but remember that. You may be sitting there thinking, I don't have anywhere to turn. Wrong. Make sure you go to Alexander Law Practice, and again, their number is 400-6600. All right, live from Twin Peaks. Come on by. $4.50 Dirty Blondes, Naughty Brunettes, Twin Peaks IPAs, Twin Peaks Light. Only 22 ounces. Going to play Trevor Lawrence here in just 1 second. Let's check back in to our plush studios on Bowden Road. Brand spanking new. Dylan Denmark is there. You have like a toga on or something? There's no one there tonight.
No, I'm just wearing my regular hoodie. It's not 60 degrees in the studio, which is it's always a good thing.
Well, I have it so low. I say it often. My show is so damn boring that if we didn't have it that cold, people would fall asleep. Again, guys are just beaten up injury-wise. An interesting story on Trevor Lawrence now. I mean, he talked all year about not having a wristband. I just love the fact that this football team can put aside egos and continue to do what is best for the team. Well, anyway, Trevor Lawrence was asked about the wristband a little bit earlier today. Here's what he had to say.
You can just get calls in faster, really, is all it is. Because you got a number on your wristband, and then you read it off to the guys instead of, calls get pretty long in certain situations, so Liam's got to call it. He's got to get the personnel in, you got to call that, you got to call the play, and then if you miss something and he has to call the play again, then you're saying this whole long sentence again, and then you're saying it in the huddle, and then you're breaking it instead of just, hey, wristband 10, and then you go in there, call it to the guys and get out of there. Then you have usually 5 more seconds or so. I mean, it just depends. Maybe not that much sometimes, but that's really all it does.
And that's been a big problem. Delay of games. I mean, how many times have we seen it, winning or losing? You look at the Jaguars, and it's like helter-skelter at times, where all of a sudden you look at the play clock, and it's 5, 4, 3. And, there's been times at home, I think it was against Seattle, where they were getting booed. They were screaming about getting a play off. But what's important about this is Trevor wants it. This is easier on Trevor Lawrence. Again, egos aren't involved. We heard what was said preseason. We heard what was said early on this season about why not to have it. Well, the willingness to change and to change in season, I think, is another example of why Liam Cohen is off to a very successful start. There's a lot of coaches that are so hard-headed, that are so ego-driven, that there's no way they would do something like that in the during this point of the year. But, that's another part of all of this that I do think has worked out on the positive side for the Jaguars. Trevor, the last 2 weeks, right? 158 yards, 153 yards. Last 2 weeks, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Those were his numbers. He, for the most part, has been a game manager, right? Last week, certainly that was the case. Although he does deserve credit 14 of 22 passing, 11 of his 14 passes went for first downs. And that is progress, in my opinion. But the point I'm trying to make here, Arizona, man, they allow 222 yards a game passing. No question about it. The strength of the Jaguars is their rushing offense, right? And I mentioned their numbers at the top of the show. Just off the chart. You had two backs who ran for more than 70 yards last week. Then you put Allen Jr. in at the end. I think he got 37, 38 yards. They just ran the ball 47 times. You look at it on paper, and that's what they would love to do. Run the football again at Arizona. However, the blueprint says the exact opposite. This becomes a Trevor Lawrence game to pass the football against a very weak defense, passing-wise, in Arizona. What's going to give? The flip side of all of this, Arizona doesn't run the football, right? Trey Benson, the 21-day window has begun. Connor has been out forever. Amari Demercado is not going to play this weekend. They still have Zonovan Knight, who's their RB1, but they don't run the ball. And Jacksonville's been very good against the run. Jacksonville has not been good against the pass. And you're coming off a game in which Brissett threw it 57 times. This has the makings of a 4-hour football game. This has the makings of both teams throwing the ball. We know that Jacksonville's not going to abandon the run, okay? They're going to try to be balanced. But it looks like on the surface that this is going to be the team that spins it most accurately and most successfully if you're going to be able to get out of there with the W. So we will see. That's just the look. So many other things change, and certainly injury-wise, we haven't heard Marvin Harrison Jr. is out. Former Jaguar Zay Jones is out. He's on the IR. Harrison Jr., surgery today, an appendectomy, which is not fun. I had one when I was a kid. And, it's a big weapon, although he's been a little bit of a disappointment. I don't know. Can you compare him to what Brian Thomas Jr. has done this year? He was supposed to be, let's face it, in the category of, the best wide receivers in the NFL. And for one reason or another, of course, Kyler Murray's not playing either, as you know. They're down a quarterback, so they're beaten up, no question about it, in Arizona. The Jaguars beaten up as well. 16 guys on the injury report. Eric Armstead ill, so there's one you can look at and say, all right, he'll be ready to go by Sunday. But how many others will come back and be healthy in this football game? All right, we got much more to do. We're going to do some college football. My buddy Niall Lawrence Stample, get the very latest out of Tallahassee. What the heck is going on over there? I can't figure out what's going on with my alma mater. Maybe he can. Okay, we have that to do. John Osher standing by. Much more on the Jaguars, but we invite you to come by Twin Peaks. $4.50, 22-ounce Dirty Blonde beers, Naughty Brunette beers, Twin Peaks IPAs, Twin Peaks Light. You can also get $6 Jaeger bombs and classic martinis, half off wine by the glass. And I may have to go with this tonight, the $10 Philly cheesesteak and fries. That is all available on a Wednesday, part of their specials here at Twin Peaks. Much more to do with you tonight till 8 o'clock. It's great to have you with us.
No one has time to get hurt. Lost wages, injuries that not only hurt but hinder our success. If you're in this position due to the negligence of another, you deserve to be paid. Hey, this is Tom McManus. Injuries suck, so check out Morgan & Morgan. They're the largest personal injury law firm in the country. 100 offices, over 1,000 lawyers with enough firepower to handle any and all personal injury cases. And they make filing a claim easy, and they don't get paid unless you do. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. Visit forthepeople.com or hit Pound Law from your cell. Pound Law, that's all.
Tired of roofers who never answer the phone and just use AI?
I'm Morgan Conley, the People's Roofer. I answer every call. No robots, no runaround. I'm born here, built here, staying here. Visit MorganConleyRoofing.org.
Do you have numbness and tingling in your fingers, or wake up at night and have to shake your hand? Hi, I'm Dr. George Bari, and at Bari Orthopedics, we have a myriad of treatments that can possibly help you. If you have numbness and tingling, you may have carpal tunnel. We have cortisone injections, PRP injections, and shockwave therapy that may help treat the numbness and tingling that you have. We also treat it surgically with endoscopic carpal tunnel release, a 2-centimeter incision that will release the nerve and have you back at work and doing what you want to do in life in no time. If you have numbness and tingling in your hand, give us a call at Bari Orthopedics or log on at bariorthopedics.com.
Movember is Men's Health Awareness Month, so take charge of your health and vitality at Ackerman Urology in Mandarin, Middleburg, The Beaches, and World Golf Village. For prostate and urological needs, trust Ackerman Urology. AckermanUrology.com.
Are you looking for a place to outfit your truck or van? It's Catlin Truck Accessories. For 105 years and 4 generations, Catlin is the name you can count on. This is Keith Catlin, and we know trucks and vans too, from Lear toppers, ladder racks, van shelving, strobe lighting, roll and lot bed covers, and everything in between. If you want quality product and great customer service, there's only one name. It's Catlin.
Who can you count on? Count on Catlin.
For 105 years, you can count on Catlin.
Hey, Hickett here for Zero Res. It's Thanksgiving time, man. But listen, don't deal with the toughest gravy, cranberry sauce, or pumpkin pie disasters. Let the cleaning freaks do it. Get back to clean. 3 rooms of carpet clean starting at $149. A 4th room free with a canned food donation. Ideally, a full bag of cans, not just 1 or 2. Also, take $75 off your air duct cleaning. Call my friend Zero Res right now, 28757, or go online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and say you want the 1010 special. Zero Res, spelled backwards and forwards. It spells the same.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
The wait is over. Sunday, December 7th, your Jacksonville Jaguars return to Everbank Stadium for a massive division showdown against the Indianapolis Colts. This is more than just a game. It's a statement. Touchdown, Jacksonville! The Jags are back home and ready to turn up the heat in their iconic Prowler throwbacks. Kickoff is 1 p.m., so pack the bank and make it loud. Secure your seats now at Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We'll see you at the bank.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Nights are always fun here at Twin Peaks, here till 8, and it's always fun when Niall Lawrence Stample just sounds like a football player. National champion at Florida State, and of course play with the Cleveland Browns. He's our Florida State analyst. And you're fresh back from God's country. You went out there with some friends. Have to imagine you had a spectacular time.
It was a great time. I was actually able to sit in the west lower area. Had some great friends that got us some tickets. Beautiful. The renovations are great. Surprising, a lot of people are continuing to pour in and to really support this team right now. It was pretty much a packed house, and it was awesome to see and awesome to be a part of.
It's a very fickle state. If you win, they come. If you don't win, they begin to disappear. But that has not been the case for Florida State. And I got to say, I'm a little bit surprised by this because you keep hearing the opinion that Norvell's not the guy. Yet it feels like most of the fans, I don't know what it is. You tell me. What are these fans thinking right now?
I don't know. I feel like they're being somewhat forced into a situation to where they are. Norvell looks like he might be coming back next season.
Yeah.
So it's like you might as well, if you're going to support Florida State, you kind of have to pick a lane. And if you know that Norvell's coming back, let's just go ahead and all in. And that's what it feels like right now. We continue to have some some oppositions coming. We have to kind of make a bowl game. We got to be able to beat NC State on the road as well as Florida on the road possibly. So he has some opposition coming. So we'll see what we have. But I think the fans in general are having to pick one way to go.
Is it a softer fan base? And I don't expect you to rip the fans, okay? Is it a softer fan base, or is it looking around? I mean, this is like the weakest candidates. It's Lane Kiffin and everyone else. But you kind of shake your head. Yeah. You know, where would Florida State go? And if you're getting a guy, you don't know if he's the guy.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that's another big part of it is if we have to go out and spend a bunch of money on someone and still possibly have to, like, experiment on that coach, why not just keep Norvell? Because if we don't get someone that's an experiment from some lower school, we're going to have to pay big money for that coach. So it's like if we're going to have to pay big money, it's not looking like they want to do that. So you might as well keep Norvell if we have to now try something else. So I think that's a lot of it. As well as when I was there, I got to kind of talk with Alfred. I got to talk with some of the other staff members that I know. And it seems like, again, people are still very much involved with what's going on with Norvell. They're very much bought in. From the sideline field access vibes that I got, it was Norvell is our coach. We are riding behind him until nothing else. That's what it feels like, which is great to see. But at the same time, it's a little concerning.
I don't think there's any question about it. If they beat NC State and they beat Florida and they're 7-5, he stays. If they lose one of those, especially to Florida, could it be the end? If you lose both, I have to imagine it is the end. They haven't won a road game since at Florida almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, the road game it's huge. And I was talking about it on Twitter, and I'm basically saying if we have to go out on this road game, we're about to play NC State, who Virginia Tech we have to be able to win this game. Mm-hmm. If you cannot win on the road, what is the future of that? What does that look like long term? I don't want to hear anything else, honestly, personally, unless we can beat someone on the road going into next season. It's going to be very hard to sell that.
Yeah, and there's no question about it. You mentioned it. I mean, I watched what Miami did to them, 41-7. They just absolutely drubbed them. North Carolina said it looked like they quit. And you can make the point that they went to Miami. They were going to give Miami their best shot, just like they're going to give Florida State their best shot. Can they exercise demons? They don't play well on the road. They don't play well on, a Friday night. All that stuff's going against them. But this should be the game. If Norvell really is going to be the guy, they just show up and flat out pound NC State. This is a bad football team.
Yeah, it is. But they have had some notable wins. They have been able to pull out an upset versus Georgia Tech. They have been able to do some things that have proven that they have a solid foundation. So going into their house, playing them when they aren't eligible for a bowl game yet, they still have to get that eligibility, though they are playing UNC next week, the week after, which is not a great opponent. We have to win this game. We have no choice but to win this game. Beating Florida is going to be very difficult. So I think the mindsets are there. I think it is going to be a very difficult game for us to go into and play. I do want to say that the one positive that we have, which unfortunately is somewhat of a negative if we can't get the ball going, is that when Tommy Castellanos gets the ball and we're able to create a positive impact play on first down and we can get that ball rolling, there's not a lot of teams in the country that can stop us.
Yeah.
If we do get stopped and put on our heels, it becomes an issue. But I think we are one of the best offenses in the country when it comes to having momentum and building on that. Tommy has to be healthy. Our guys have to respond. But I think we can go into NC State and create a little bit of havoc and possibly squeak out a win if we are on cue.
Now, Lawrence Stample, our guest, our Florida State analyst. Of course, you won a national title at FSU and also played on the defensive line for the Cleveland Browns. You and I had a conversation about this, may have been week 2, week 3. Gus Malzahn is known for riding one back and going with him 20-plus carries again. Still trying to figure out what's going on here with reverses with wide receivers, using 5. Even Cam Davis got in, 6 different running backs on Saturday. I'm one of those who likes 2 backs, but maybe stick with one who's hot. What's going on right now with the running backs?
I couldn't even tell you. There was a play where I want to say Keziah Holmes got in and he messed up something and he pulled him immediately. Never saw him again. And I'm like, that's fine. I get it. But I just don't really love that idea of a Sam Singleton getting in and him not getting an opportunity to truly get hot, truly be able to get into a rhythm and see what's going on, see the field. I think you get a little bit more production. I understand keeping guys fresh, but I think we're kind of creating a little bit of a scatterbrain when it comes to the running back room. I'm not a fan of it, but we'll see. We'll see what we got.
Yeah. You told us about talking with the higher-ups and a lot of fans. What was the tempo of the team? When you were watching the sideline and things that we don't see on television, are they fully engaged, or some guys checking out? What was your opinion on what's happening with this team?
It felt the vibes and energy felt continuous throughout the entire field. I genuinely think that these guys are locked in for the most part. I don't see a lot of guys that aren't really focused, or a lot of like playing and just not really keyed in. I see guys that really want to play.
Yeah.
I see guys that I think genuinely love Norvell, and you can love them all you want to unless we're winning games, realistically. But I do see a team that's bought into what is being coached and what is being preached by Norvell. So that is good to see. Again, with the coaches that I did talk to, they're all very much, and I'm telling you, guys that I trust, they're very much bought into what he has going on and think that he can get over that hill and create championships there. So it's just a little bit of recruiting issues there that they're trying to work through, and some other things, but it's a very much of a real organization going on.
All right, Tony White's defense, he's dealt with some injuries just like every team, college and pro, do. Give us a couple of guys on the defensive side of the football that impressed you on Saturday.
Oh man, to be honest, it'd be really hard to say. I don't think that we played great on defense. I think they gashed us a lot, and we weren't able to get off the field versus a really shoddy Virginia Tech offense. That was not a pretty win. It was a tough game to watch. If you really understand what's going on and understand the trials and tribulations that's going on with Virginia Tech, and how they have guys that are third-string backs playing, third strings, fourth strings playing because guys are waiting to get into the portal because their interim head coach. Virginia Tech is a dumpster fire right now. So for us to not be able to get off the field consistently was difficult to watch. Jabril Rawls being off is a real blow to us. I think he's one of our best DBs that we have. He plays very disciplined. I do like that we didn't break some of the times, but with CJ Bailey coming into NC State and him throwing the ball, we're going to have to get pressure. Our guys are going to have to be disciplined, and I think it can create a challenge for us, and that's something that I'm a little bit worried about.
Yeah, I mean, NC State, you've been there, you've played there, I've been there, I've covered games there. I remember, 1 year NC State, was it 98 or 90? They were ranked real high, and they went in there 1 year. Chris Wenke threw 5 interceptions in a game. Torrey Holt, Wenke threw 4 interceptions. Torrey Holt scored 5 touchdowns for the Wolfpack. Jeez. That was the year they played Tennessee for the national title. But Notre Dame clobbers them, Miami clobbers them, but as you pointed out, they take on a Georgia Tech team. They put up 50 points.
They're a good team. They're no team to just maul over and say, oh, well, they're not. I think that they have all of the tools just like we do. We're very similar teams. So they have all of the tools in order to play well, in order to really capitalize on the situation, and who is going to show up on Friday. Especially, again, this is a Friday game. This is a Friday game away. It's really the odds are stacked against us. So we really have to come ready to play. We can't be fatigued. We can't play to the momentum that we typically like to, which is very slow and lethargic starting the game. We have to start the game fast. We have to bring the plays to them, hit them in the mouth early and often. That has to happen in order for us to have a chance to be able to beat NC State in Raleigh.
Yeah, because I don't think they're going to win in Florida. I just don't. Florida's a more talented team, even if they have issues right now at quarterback, and that's a tough place to play. I think Florida's had 17 consecutive sellouts. They're going to sell out against Tennessee. They already have. They're going to sell out against Florida State next week. Let's wrap it up with Thomas Castellanos. He's basically left the door open to find out if he can come back and play a year ago. If he can, should he? Should Florida State bring him back next season?
I'm really torn on that. I like Tommy. I think that if he has the right people around him, he's one of those guys that I think emerges as I wouldn't say the best leader per se, but I think he emerges as someone that you can really put onto a squad and will respond to certain things. So I do like that. The ability to not be able to throw the ball is very difficult, and we're kind of living with it right now. Though Gus's offense isn't set up for him to be able to throw the ball more than 15 times a game, I do think those 15 times are crucial. They're pivotal in order for us to be able to convert. So I do like Tommy. To answer your question, I would be happy to see Tommy Castellanos come back, because if Gus decides to stay, which we will try to keep him, we have some of the tools to be able to run Gus's offense. For us to bring in another quarterback that can throw the ball, we would have to redistribute. We have to get a new offensive coordinator. We have to do a lot of things that we don't have the money for. So if Tommy comes back because we can't really find someone else, I think he would be a good fit.
All right, there he is. Now Lawrence Stample. He is our Florida State analyst, also a business owner right here in Duval. What's going on with the company?
No, same. It's just we're in the holiday blitz right now. Everyone wants to get their place washed for the holidays, for Christmas and Thanksgiving and stuff like that. So we're busy doing those things. But if you want to reach out to us at 904-708-8802. We do pressure washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning, commercial, residential, whatever it is that you need. Give us a call. We would love to help. Reach out to us on our website as well at nlscleaning.net. And yeah, we'll be more than happy to take care of whatever you guys need.
No doubt about it. Power wash my house as well, or my driveway, sidewalk, doorstep, the whole nine. Now, always good to see knock off NC State, and then we'll come back here and talk about Florida State, Florida.
Yes, sir.
That's next week. There he goes. Niall Lawrence Stample, ladies and gentlemen. All right, much more to do live here from Twin Peaks. Love to have you come on by here tonight until 8 o'clock, along with Dylan Denmark and Max Fink. My name is Rick Ballou.
1010XL brings the swamp to the First Coast.
Guns it for the end zone. Intercepted!
Rocky Top makes a stop in the swamp.
Touchdown, Gators!
Florida, Tennessee, Saturday at 7:30 on Jacksonville's home of Florida Gators football. 1010XL.
Make Honda of the Avenues your first stop for award-winning customer service and world-class Honda vehicles. Our inventory is larger than ever, which means we have the perfect Honda waiting for you. Plus, at Honda of the Avenues, we always put our customers first, making the car buying experience fun, fast, and easy. You'll always find great deals on our huge selection of new and certified pre-owned Hondas, all prepped and ready for a test drive. Come see just how different car buying can be at Honda of the Avenues today. Stop by or shop from home at HondaoftheAvenues.com. Proud sponsor of Sporting Jags.
Life is about choices and the decisions you make. I'm David Robbins with Epstein & Robbins. If you're convicted of a DUI, you'll have to face severe consequences. Walking through the doors of the courthouse or appearing at a bond hearing can be extremely intimidating. Without the right lawyer, you're likely to make the wrong decision. Let our team help you make the right decisions in court. Epstein & Robbins, the right choice.
Epstein & Robbins, fighting for your rights since 1975.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 19, 2019, LeBron James recorded 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, becoming the first player with a triple-double against all 30 NBA franchises.
Hey folks, Mike Dempsey here for Dandy Foods, a Jacksonville family business for nearly 70 years. Heck, I've been talking about them for over a decade. The Thompson family secret, Dandy is never frozen. Always fresh baked bread with quality meats and cheeses. No dry, crumbly subs here, only soft and tasty deliciousness. When I see that logo with the little guy with the cane on the label, it tells me I'm getting a trusted brand and a quality sandwich. So do what I do, stop in at a Circle K and make yours a Dandy today.
Your pipes are leaking, don't get nervous. Fa la 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 la. Call Roll and Reach for same-day service. Fa la 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 la. He guarantees your satisfaction. Fa la 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 la. Call Roland and he'll spring into action. Fa la 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 la.
This holiday season, if you have a leak and can't wait a week, dial 904-260-7059. And from the Roll and Reach family to yours, have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
With 50 years of fabrication expertise in towing products, the family at Cannons of Jacksonville can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Brian and Angela Wall here with Window World. Hurricanes happen in Florida. That's not news. But what happens even more often than hurricanes are home break-ins. And if security is important to you, you might want to look into hurricane-rated impact windows.
What you may not know is that hurricane-rated impact windows not only help protect your home in case of a hurricane, but they also offer another level of security for your home.
Have you seen those videos on YouTube that show people trying to break through an impact window? A thief is way too lazy to spend his energy trying to break through one of our impact windows. That's why he doesn't have a real job like you. He'd rather break your non-impact window while you're at work. Window World has high-quality, very affordable hurricane-rated impact windows to help protect your home from hurricanes and from lazy thieves.
Call us today at 904-443-7001. Get a free estimate and see for yourself. You save energy, get more security, and the windows add value to your home. With all Window World windows, you get the best guarantee in the window replacement business.
Window World,
simply the best for less.
And thank you for your business.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When mice and rats show up in your home or business, they can be a real pain. You need them out fast, before they have time to multiply. Terminix knows how to shut down rodents and will keep them from coming back to wreak more havoc. When rodents show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a rodent problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online just like I did. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com.
You've got a circle of friends, right? Well, how about a circle of beer? All your favorites like Bud Light, Bud Heavy, Mick Ultra, or Natty Light. It's all there in the cold case at Circle K. Probably one right around the corner right now calling your name. Slide on in to a Circle K.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Norman Greenbaum, Spirit in the Sky, when one of my favorite authors blew his head off, Hunter S. Thompson. Johnny Depp spent well over $1 million during this song to have his ashes blown out of a cannon. Did you know that, Dylan Denmark?
I had no idea.
How about you, Max Fink? You ever read Gonzo Journalism? You ever read Hunter Thompson before?
I'm with Dylan, absolutely no idea.
Man, that's what's great about being young bucks like you is you can go back and you can grab a book and you can read it. It's Gonzo Journalism. Didn't know if it was real or if it was fiction because he was always on massive amounts of drugs. But this guy traveled with the Hells Angels. He was in the Haight-Ashbury during the drug movement. The Mitchell Brothers, which was like the first gentleman's club that, how do I want to say this, had live actors and actresses of the night, live shows. He did, guy was amazing. And then he ended up writing for ESPN very late in his career. And Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas is a really interesting movie you've never seen. It's a better book. But then he just blew his head off. Just like that. Depressed one day. Raging alcoholic, drug addict, the whole nine. But for those who are a little bit older, like yours truly, you've read Hunter S. Thompson. Actually, let's wait to the top of the hour to address this with Florida now. In the announcement of John Summerall canceling his meeting, I want to spend a couple of minutes talking about the Gators and, what are they going to do if – actually, I have John Osher at the top of the hour. My bad. So let's just spend a minute on this. John Summerall says thanks but no thanks. The meeting gets canceled tonight where he was supposed to meet with the University of Florida. If they don't get Lane Kiffin, Dylan – where the heck's Florida going to go for their next head coach?
The number one option seems like it would be Eli Drinkwitz, and then after that it's oh boy,
Max is shaking his head. Yeah. Max is shaking.
Oh, I don't agree. I wouldn't want him as the coach either, but seems like the direction they're going to go.
This is such a hard thing to figure out. Pete Carroll was the 7th choice for USC, and look at what he did. Right now, the feeling is there really aren't any candidates. I mean. Where's Joe Brady? Look at what he did at LSU. Where's Cliff Kingsbury? Does he get another opportunity? Who and where? But that's the difficult question. And Florida's missed now. They missed on McElwain, and they missed on Napier. I actually thought the Mullen situation was pretty good. The Muschamp deal didn't work, but I mean that's coach after coach after coach after coach. You got to be very nervous about this.
Who do you hire? I mean, there's so many jobs open. Who do you hire? And you can't go through this again with hiring somebody from some small school. Like at this point, you have to get the job done and hire somebody. But who is that? There's not enough names out there.
Go get Charlie Weiss Jr. I don't know. I mean, it's a tough guy. And back to my alma mater, I think that's part of the fear, along with all the money. You guys are in a different situation, financially speaking, than Florida State is. But I think the guys I always mentioned were Deion Sanders. You can't trust that anymore, health-wise. And you could say Deion doesn't coach, but if Deion was the CEO at Florida State and you gave him unlimited resources, players would come. And if you hired the right coaches, but you can't trust it. Deion's not well. He's got a lot of issues health-wise. So that's gone. The Lane Kiffin thing is gone. That's who I wanted. He's going to LSU or Florida if he doesn't stay at Mississippi. The Kenny Dillingham situation. He said the other day he's not going anywhere. Now, that changes quite a bit. We'll see. Then again, you look at a guy like Mike Elko, who really thought it, Look at Indiana with Cignetti. So finding the right coach is such a difficult process. John Osher is coming up next. We'll talk to him. The very latest on the Jaguars, including everything with injuries. That's coming up with John Osher. Can they win a road game in Arizona? We're also live from Twin Peaks. Come on by and say hello. We're here for another hour.
Get the weekend feeling all day Friday.
Best feeling in the world, isn't it?
That's why we give you Pre-Game Friday.
You're going to love this.
Get the news, notes, and inside stuff you need to get ready for game day. Built by Dream Finders Homes on 1010XL.
Why wait all month long?
Get your Black Friday deal today at Keon Atlantic, your savings gateway. We've got 30 days of Black Friday.
During the Kia season of New Tradition sale event.
Drive a new Kia payment-free up to 6 months, or take advantage of 0% APR financing. Shop where you save green all November. Online at KeonAtlantic.com.
Keon Atlantic,
your Coastal Kia connection. For complete details, call 904-250-0587.
Been in a car crash? I'm local attorney Rick Alexander, and I've made it our mission at the Alexander Law Practice to listen to you so I can fight for the best possible result for you. I've been practicing over 30 years, and our team focuses on guiding you through the entire process. And because fees and reimbursement costs come out at the end of the case, I will never ask you to come out of pocket. For a free review, call 904-400-6600 or log on to alexanderlawpractice.com, Jacksonville.
Put a little hot sauce on your lunchtime listening.
Spicy.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy. They are XL Prime Time.
4-alarm fire.
From the big #1 Duval Ford Studios. Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
The Golf Club of Southampton has big plans for 2026, renewing the greens plus plenty more. But right now's the time to take advantage of member opportunities before the big renovation. Now until the end of December, you can join and save $1,500 off their initiation fee, plus $500 back in a gift card with a 12-month commitment. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Playability for every skill level and a huge practice area to hone your game. Lock in now and enjoy membership privileges.
at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Hello, this is Father Nicholas Lowe, and I want to talk to you today about having a grateful spirit. As we journey in life, it's so easy to take things for granted. But I want to encourage you to never get tired of thanking God for your blessings. Take time also to thank the people in your life who have and are helping you to become the person you are today. Don't go through life complaining, go through life praising.
To hear more inspirational messages by Reverend Dr. Nicholas Lowe, please visit our website at stjohnthedivine.com.
Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Hacker here, and I recently celebrated a birthday with friends and family, and a lot of photos were taken. And you go on Facebook and you look, and you have those memories of years past on the same day. And I saw pictures of myself from 2 years ago. I couldn't believe it. I absolutely couldn't believe it. That's back when I was over 300 pounds. I mean, I was in a bad spot in life with my weight. And now here we are, my birthday in 2025, down over 100 pounds, keeping the weight off. I look like a completely different human being. I can't tell you how many times I'm told that pretty much on a daily basis by people who haven't seen me in quite some time. Go to awaken180weightloss.com, awaken180weightloss.com. I'm living proof. If you want to drop the weight, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is your answer. 844-346-1800.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. It's time for Oh No's with Jaguars.com's John Osher. Oh No's.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah. Served up by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
No place I'd rather be than right here, Twin Peaks. A Wednesday night, are you kidding me? $4.50 naughty brunettes, dirty blondes, Twin Peaks IPAs, Twin Peaks Light, 22 ounces. Come on by, say hello. Here till 8 o'clock. Of course, the restaurant open all night long. John Osher is our guest. He joins Rick Ballou. Of course, John is the senior writer at Jaguars.com. John, you should be here with me, man. It's a whole heck of a lot of fun at Twin Peaks.
Sounds fun. Sounds like a good time. Wish I was there.
All right, man. We talked last week about where would this team go after what happened in the fourth quarter in Houston, and respond was probably the word used most. I didn't see this coming, John. Complete domination, every phase of the game. One of the best games the Jaguars have played in quite some time.
Yeah, I wrote and said I thought it was the most impressive win. I got back here in 11 after 10 years covering the Colts and 5 years covering the Jags. Obviously, they had impressive wins in the 90s when I was here. But in terms of impressive wins since 2011, I'd put it up there with Steelers in 17 up there when they sort of handled them, meaning, the circumstance, which was a key point in the season, a good team, which the Jaguars are. I mean, they blew out the Colts that year, but the Jaguars weren't any good that year. And then a good team a good team in the Chargers playing hot and just handled them where, they dominated the game from start to finish. It was phenomenally impressive, and obviously the next part of that is it only matters if you sort of turn that into solid play down the stretch. What's next will, I think, sort of define how we remember Sunday.
Agreed. Your office is in the Miller Electric Center, so you're around the players, the coaches, the staff. What was the vibe like this past week? I mean, did you see anything like this coming, particularly later in the week?
Yeah, I mean, I could pretend to say I did, but I think it's hard to know because, you can see a team that you think is like quiet and motivated, and if they lose, you say, well, they were flat. So I mean, it's so hard to say in retrospect. I do think the fact that they were quiet in practice and focused, they knew the importance of it. They were embarrassed clearly by what happened in the fourth quarter, and they played mad. So that's all good. And then they executed behind it. And I think that's really what mattered in the sense of, okay, you play mad. What do you turn that into? If you play mad and you're punching the other team and getting a lot of penalties and making stupid mistakes, then mad just means you're a bunch of children. They turned that mad into focus with very few penalties. They played clean like they wanted to. They came off the line of scrimmage. They dominated. So a credit to them, I think, for being mature enough as a team to turn their energy into real play. I've seen a lot of mad teams that I was embarrassed by.
Yeah.
So I think that speaks to how they prepared more than their anger on the field.
Yeah, Ezra Cleveland returned. It was his best game, maybe ever, but certainly this year. And let's spend a second here on Cole Van Lanen. I mean, this is amazing. He's been involved in the jumbo package. He's been called upon to do all sorts of different things a year ago. Gets a start at left guard 2 weeks ago. Gets the start 3 days ago at right tackle. I never envisioned really breaking down Cole Van Lanen, but I tell you what a year he has had.
Well, and you got to give him a lot of credit. They traded for him a 6th-round pick back, I think, in 23. I obviously forget which year it was. And he's always been reliable. But, a lot of times 6th-round pick trade, the guy's gone the next year.
Right.
He has sort of steadily gotten better. He had the training camp where I sort of joked he's going to be the first training camp guard to make the Hall of Fame because they talked about him so much in 24 and never really got the opportunity. But the Cole Van Lanen story is the kind of story you have to have good teams have, just like the LaQuint Allen story this year or, Tim Patrick making plays. Good teams, you have to have guys beyond the expected guys step up and play really, really well. And, Van Lanen's a guy that ever since started training camp, all you ever heard around there is, hey, we really like this guy, really like this guy. And he's getting a chance to show why. Phenomenally impressive to play two positions at the level that he's played in the last, 2 or 3 weeks.
It's amazing. John, it's amazing what they've done. I'm sorry for bumping you there.
No,
I thought Christian Braswell was the best player at the Miller Electric Center in the defensive backfield 2 years ago. Dave Campo seemed to agree he didn't make the team. He gets called upon yesterday. This week. Quentin Morris. You mentioned Tim Patrick. I mean, what this team has done with their entire roster, and again, they're 6-4, but in years prior, when you had to go to the practice squad, when you had to go to the bottom of your roster, they were not getting the same production.
Yeah, and I think Braswell's really impressive. He's a guy that, came under the last regime, and I kind of asked around and said, look, why hasn't he been playing more? Well, his size. He's not as big as you love to have at corner. But remember, think about what this regime says. The tangibles, the measurables are not what they're going to rely on. This kid plays well, was really good in man coverage the other day. So much like a lot of the guys you're talking about, this team gives people chances now who maybe don't, fit every measurable box. And they have all season. There's been stories of guys doing this. Now, I don't want to go overboard and say, well, these guys are perfect players going forward, because you got to come out and beat Arizona. But, I think over time what we're getting at is seeing how this regime and this roster is going to do things. I don't think they're perfect yet. I don't think they're as strong top to bottom 53 as they will be next year. But in the first year of a regime, to have these stories and to have the team respond the other day the way they did, I think it's really significant that they only started putting this thing together 8 or 9 months ago. And they're still finding pieces. They're still doing what they need to do. Tim Patrick and, and Myers and all these guys, they're figuring out what fits and what they want to do. But there's a lot of good signs on those fronts that we're talking about each week.
Yeah. John Osher, our guest, found a couple of minutes with John. Of course, he's a senior writer at Jaguars.com. Read everything from John there and his staff. And Myers has given you exactly what you expected. 9 attempts, 8 receptions, but he's not afraid to go over the middle. He's so consistent. He doesn't drop the ball. What a get that was.
Well, I think the receiver core, Myers in particular, is going to be very interesting. Trevor's such a timing quarterback. He needs guys that he can trust. And he played better in 2022 at the end with 4 receivers who weren't really superstars, but he knew where they were going to be. So is what we saw in the second half the other day when he had some timing with Jacoby Myers and where he found Trammell early in the game. When Brenton Strange gets back, he relies on him a lot. He trusts him. He's developing that with Parker Washington. Are we seeing the receivers maybe on the fly figure out that Jacoby Myers and Parker Washington and Brenton Strange get BTJ back, find a way to fit his talent into that? Is he finding something that he can trust in these guys? I don't necessarily know if I can say that for sure because we haven't seen enough of the sample size. But Jacoby Myers is really the key to it. We've seen it. 9 targets, 8 catches. That translates into a guy that Trevor knows where he's going to be and knows he can trust him, knows he can throw to him. Jacoby Trevor is going to be an interesting storyline going forward. Just like, again, I think it's 3 guys, Rick, Washington, Strange, and Myers, may be giving him a combination that he can trust.
Yeah, no question about it. All right, let's wrap with the trip to the desert. And, we know that the Jaguars love to run the football. They did it for a record 47 times, or at least that's the number one rushing attempts this year in the NFL. But the book on Arizona is that they can't stop the pass. On the flip side, Arizona's not going to run at all. All they're going to do is pass. So does Jacksonville get away from what they've done the last couple of weeks? Is this a little bit more about Trevor in passing the football?
No, you're right. I hear you, but I just think with this team right now, Liam wants the identity of this team to be the offensive line. That game the other day, clearly that's how they want to play. The Carolina game is really the other game that comes to mind where that's who they want to be. They believe that when they're the most physical team on the field, they're the best team on the field. So I think they will try to run, try to keep them in it, try to keep that pace that we saw in those games. You have to mix in the pass. This is not a league where you can run 50 times every week, but I don't think they want to stray too far from that identity. I think they believe they can out-physical most teams in the league, and I think they're going to play to that identity. That's where they're best. And I understand what you're saying, but I think that's how it's going to be this week.
All right, I think Brenton Strange returns.
Yeah, I do too.
Brian Thomas Jr., Jordan Lewis, what do you think?
I think Lewis feels like he has a shot. I think Brian Thomas Jr. has a shot. But my gut is maybe another week on BTJ, but that's a guess. I would be really surprised if Brenton Strange isn't on the field, and that's what you want to watch for, Rick, is what he brings to a team that's already figuring out that it needs to run. Maybe we'll see the identity 2 weeks in a row, but on steroids this week.
Yeah, no question about it. John Osher, ladies and gentlemen. Read John and his staff. Just go to Jaguars.com. John is the senior writer. John, thanks. I'll see you over there tomorrow. The Miller Electric Center. There he goes. Good stuff there, John Osher, the very latest. Yeah, I tend to agree on Brian Thomas Jr. On Brenton Strange. Brian Thomas Jr., I don't know. It's kind of a mystery, but again, the vibe, and not even the vibe, just your response, social media, is like, things are okay. Move on without him. And I'm like, no. You need Brian Thomas Jr. if you're going to beat Indy twice. You need Brian Thomas Jr. if you're going to go to Denver and win. You need Brian Thomas Jr. if you're going to win January football games. You may be able to win out in Arizona without him. okay? But, I mean, come on. You're a smart listening audience. He's had a down year, but giving up on one guy is totally different. I mean, he's got freakish ability. All right, so let's come back and talk more about the Jaguars. I didn't really even throw around what's going on with Arizona. That is a beaten-up team. Calais Campbell's still there, playing well. Zay Jones is there. He's injured. They're down to their second quarterback, albeit I think he's the best backup quarterback in the NFL. If you want to share any comments at all on the Jaguars, I'm unable to get to YouTube tonight. We're on YouTube. At YouTube, go to 1010XL into the night, but I'm not able to respond to you from the live location at Twin Peaks. However, I can always respond to you during the program on our text line. That is 641-1010, and it's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures.
Get straight talk from D-Rock.
So let me get this straight.
Mike DiRocco. And we get his insight every Thursday from 10 to noon on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass. Guaranteed greatness since 1926 on 1010XL.
Frank Frangie here. The holidays are kicking off early at Nimnick Chevrolet. Right now, save up to 20% off a new Silverado or get financing rates as low as 0% on models, including Silverado, Equinox, and Trailblazer during the Red Tag Sales event. Unlike most dealerships, Nimnick Chevrolet has the largest inventory on the ground, ready for you to explore. With their extensive selection, you're sure to find the perfect truck or SUV at Nimnick. So head to Nimnick today. Who's got more vehicles at the best prices? Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet, together let's drive.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700, offices Jacksonville, Florida, and don't let the state decide your fate.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On November 19, 2019, LeBron James recorded 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 10 assists, becoming the first player with a triple-double against all 30 NBA franchises.
Garrett Scantling here, and once again, thanks to Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, I'm back to training for the 2028 Olympics in LA. My torn hip labrum issue is resolved thanks to Dr. Doward, and Dr. Acevedo keeps my feet healthy too. Training and competing, that's what it's all about for me. And Southeast Orthopedic Specialists has me in top condition.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
At the First Coast YMCA, you'll find much more than just a gym. We offer many ways to help you become more active, reach your weight loss goals, and find your inner strength. Membership at the Y includes state-of-the-art facilities, a huge variety of fitness classes, and programs for all ages. It's easy to join the Y since it's affordable for all incomes. The Y is a great place to make connections and experience something new. Visit the YMCA near you or online at fcymca.org.
Hey everybody, it's Mike Dempsey, and I've got a challenge for you. Go stand next to your window. You feel a cool draft? Well, then you need Pella. The experts at Pella Windows and Doors can easily fix that with energy-efficient windows to keep the drafty air out and save you money every month. And how does 0% interest for 60 months sound? Go to PellaJacks.com and schedule a free home energy checkup. That's PellaJacks.com, or visit the showroom on Phillips Highway just north of Bay Meadows and tell them you heard about Mike's challenge on 1010XL.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pet Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPetServices.com.
Hi, I'm Maria, salon owner. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic, made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Bueller. Stay cooler with Bueller.
Jason, I called you about the ductwork in my attic this summer, and you totally blew me off.
I did.
My airflow is too low and my bills are too high.
I know.
There's stains on my ceiling tiles and sweating around the vents, and the mice have chewed so many holes in the ducts, I think they're getting more AC than I am.
I know.
Then how could you let me suffer all summer, Jason?
Because summer is the one time of year I just can't send my technician into someone's steaming hot attic. They'd kill me. Ductwork is hot, cramped work at the best of times. Lucky for you, those best of times are in November.
You mean like now?
Bueller Air & Plumbing can repair your old, damaged, or just plain sketchy ductwork right now when it's not too hot and not too cold.
And none of your technicians will kill you.
It's a win-win.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farrah and Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Gotta love Alice Cooper, Hall of Famer. Born in Detroit, but got things started in Phoenix. Back in 1964, one of my all-time favorite interviews. Alice Cooper. Had him on a couple of times. Really good dude. Showman. And all the rumors. Him and Ozzy, right? Biting chickens' heads off. Everyone's spitting in a glass, drinking it. I mean, all that crap. Kind of like Frank Zappa. You know, the late Frank Zappa. Frank Zappa one time, Dylan. And this is when I grew up in Boston. A friend of mine, his brother, told us he had seen him. He opened up a concert by sitting on a toilet. That was the start. You know who loves Frank Zappa is my buddy Aaron Beasley. Every time I play golf with the Beasley, he loves jamming Frank Zappa. If you want to hear a good tune, listen to Frank Zappa. Listen to the Dynamo hum.
Funny looking. He's a funny looking dude.
Not meant for terrestrial radio. Frank Zappa?
Yeah, he's a little odd. Kind of different than I thought.
A little odd. Guy was, I don't even know what, he was in the same category as someone like Hunter S. Thompson. Just way, 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 way out there. All right, we're live from Twin Peaks. My gosh, having a fun time out here. With you tonight till 8 o'clock. And, having just a sensational time. You got the $4.50 Dirty Blondes, Naughty Brunettes, Twin Peaks IPAs, Twin Peaks Light. 22 ounces, only $4.50. I just read this, and I thought it was pretty good. Ballou, the Jaguars should play Brian Thomas Jr. as a cornerback since he knows about batting down balls. Oof, oof, oof. That was from the 76-91. 35-25 says, Ballou, do you think Trevor will have more rushing touchdowns than passing touchdowns this year? What a great question. Someone around here virtually guaranteed that it was the lock of all locks. Trevor Lawrence played the over this year on 21.5 touchdowns. So far, he has 11 touchdowns. So his projection as far as passing touchdowns is 19. That's not going to cover. I know I'm going to hear it for some people if that is the case. Let's see. Rushing touchdowns for Trevor. He's got 5. He's got to have a game. I mean, this is the week. This is a terrible pass defense, and they're injured right now in Arizona. This is the time for a 23 for 32, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, and over 300 yards for Trevor Lawrence. We haven't seen it. Again, his last 2 weeks, 158 yards, 153 yards. His last 2 weeks, 1 touchdown a game, 1 interception a game. He's been a game manager. And, he's got some big numbers that, and I'm not being facetious about this, I'm being honest. He's 59.8% as far as his percentage. Got to get that over 60% after this game. He's got a quarterback rating of 79.4. Got to get that up over 80% after this game. Now, certainly you achieve for much more than that, but, I'm just talking about gradually making that move. I was looking at CBS Sports today. I don't know if you saw this, Dylan, but they had Trevor Lawrence as the 22nd best quarterback out of 32. And ahead of him, Davis Mills at 21, Joe Flacco at 20, Bryce Young at 19, and the quarterback you're going up against this weekend, Jacoby Brissett at 18. Dan, I don't know if you saw that, but I mean, what a total indictment. Even after what he did last week in the 35-6 victory, he actually moved down 2 spots, according to CBS.
Yeah, I did not see that list. It's that the person that probably made that list was probably seeing the games when they had big games against the Seahawks and the Rams. Probably watched the Monday night game, but lately, even though the game he had in the second half was good against the Raiders, he probably didn't watch it. But Jacoby Brissett with Arizona has been balling. He's probably playing better. This Arizona offense and team is playing better with him at quarterback than it would be with Kyler Murray, I think.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people would agree with that. And what are they going to do with Kyler Murray? I mean, they got so much money invested there that is going to be a very interesting question as well. 4042 says both the Jags should sign Brandon Cooks after his release from the Saints. I don't know this at all. But he goes from team to team to team to team. He is unique in Ngakoue. And he puts up good numbers. I mean, you look at earlier in his career, New England, Dallas, all of his stops. He's putting up 1,000+ yards, but why is he so expendable? I have not heard negative things about him, but to me that speaks volumes when you go from team to team to team the way he does. I'm going to disagree with you there. I think Jacoby Myers was a sensational pickup. And again, I'm still counting on Brian Thomas Jr. to come back at some point. Parker Washington nursed a hamstring a week ago. Let me check. I don't think I mentioned Parker Washington today. Out of the 16 guys that were actually on the injury report, I do not believe that Parker Washington is on here, and he is not, okay? As far as skill guys offensively, you have Tootin with the ankle, Thomas with the ankle, Strange the hip, Hunter Long the hip and knee, ETN a shoulder. Man, that is a beaten-up team. Interesting question on Brandon Cooks. I think he's a very serviceable guy, but I would stay away from that at this particular point. 220 yards pass defense is pretty good. Not overly easy. Yeah. I mean, where does that rank in the NFL? I think I have it right here. I'm just saying it was better than what they faced this past week. Let's see, Arizona pass attempt. Well, they have it per attempt, where it's 6.5 yards, 13th in the NFL. Actually, I'll have to look that up for you during the break. But nonetheless, Jacksonville, what they did a week ago, considering you look at Los Angeles, they were in the top 5 on third down offense and third down defense, and Jacksonville absolutely destroyed them in both categories. You look at Arizona, they're soft in some areas. They cannot run the football. They're decent stopping the run, and some of those books are cooked, too, because teams have had leads. Again, you look at yards per carry compared to overall yards. It's because, they've lost 6 out of 7. They've lost 3 in a row. Teams grab a lead. What are they going to do in the second half? You're going to run the ball. You're going to take the clock. But their pass defense, despite what I just said, has still given up an awful lot. I know that they're going to try to remain a run-first team. I just think this game sets up for a big effort out of Trevor Lawrence. We'll see. We will see. And that'll be here Sunday at just after 4 o'clock. All right, we got much more to do. We're going to take you up until 8 o'clock if you want to get on in. Getting a lot of good stuff here. Some of these I can't. I mean, you know what? You people forget, okay? I stack pads. I'm like a goaltender. And I think every once in a while, in the world of let's see if we can pull something. Someone tries to slide something to me one way or another saying, it's kind of like Mikey, the Life commercial. You guys old enough to remember Mikey? You guys have no idea
No
who
idea what
Mikey
you're
was.
talking about, Rick.
With the Life. Well, Google it right now. It was like one of the most. It's arguably the most famous cereal commercial of all time. Would give it to Mikey. He likes it. No one wanted to eat. I think it was Twix, it was Life cereal. No one wanted to eat it. They gave it to Mikey. Next thing you look at, Mikey's got 2 spoons going. He's jamming it in his throat, just barreling down there. And it's the same thing with this. People try to send me comments like, Ballou's he's really not that smart. Watch this. He's going to say it on the radio, but that's where I become Eddie Jockman.
Yeah, this commercial started in 1972 and ran for 12 years.
Play it for crying out loud. Mikey likes it. It's one of the greatest commercials of all time for our younger audience. Let them hear it.
Give me like 15 seconds.
All right. In the meantime, I'll be Bernie Perrant. I'll be Tony Esposito. I'll be Patrick Waugh. I'll be Ken Dryden. I'll be Glenn Resch. I'll be Billy Smith. I'll be Marchand Brodeur. I'll be Dominic Hasek. I'll be
What's this stuff?
Rogi
Some
Vachon.
cereal. It's supposed to be good for you. I'm not going to try it. Let's get Mikey. Yeah. He won't eat it. He hates everything. He
Give
likes
it to Mikey.
Hey, Mikey.
He's got 2
Regular,
spoons right
cinnamon,
now.
and raisin life.
Oh,
Nutritious, delicious.
So good. And that's what you try to do. I appreciate that. The effort's great. If you can get me, you can get me. But not here. All right, much more to do. With you tonight till 8 o'clock. We are live from Twin Peaks. The environment here, spectacular. That's the word I'm going to go with. If you've never been here, you're missing out. I am so jealous about these ice-cold 22-ounce beers. Beer's great no matter where you are or no matter what you're doing, okay? But when you look at this beer, it's like a supermodel beer, okay? Because you can see the ice up top, where it's frothy, and you have all that. And, listen, whether you want it beached with aged, whether you want it cold filtered, whether you want it heat pasteurized, whether you want it iced, whether you want a stout, an ale, a lager, doesn't matter. You can get it all here. And that includes a dirty blonde. That includes a naughty brunette. Have you ever had a naughty brunette before, Max?
Nope.
Nope. How about a Twin Peaks IPA?
Nope.
How about a dirty blonde?
I've had one of those.
Okay, he's had a dirty blonde. Good for him. How about a Twin Peaks Light? You don't need a light beer,
I don't
right?
need a light beer.
Nah, no. Max is
Max is a White Claw kind of guy.
Yeah.
All right.
Full of that sugar, baby.
And Max are going to play golf again early Saturday morning, which could be really interesting because Florida State's playing Friday night. If they lose like they always do, I know I'm going to get into the brown liquor.
You might be moving a little sluggish out
there. It's going to be rough playing golf on Saturday morning. But one of my good buddies that I play with, Woody Bunch, man, that guy drinks those White Claws, man. They are so, what word am I looking for here? Non-masculine.
That's a good one.
Yeah. I think I'll just leave it at that. I mean, if I take it any farther, for crying out loud, Blue, you get yourself canceled. All right, we're here till 8 o'clock. We are at Twin Peaks, and we wouldn't have it any other way.
1010XL's drive to the Tom Coughlin J Fund Radiothon is driven by the Nimnicht family of dealerships. Customers keep coming back for family-friendly service and the treating you right guarantee. Nimnicht, proud to support the Tom Coughlin J Fund.
Overheard at the Hard Rock Bet Party. You see that new welcome offer? Bet $5 and get $150 in bonus bets if you win. I think we got to jump on this.
What's John Daly think?
I think you got to grip it and rip it.
Grip it?
And rip it.
Hard Rock Bet Sportsbook. Roll with us. New players bet $5, get $150 in bonus bets if you win. Payable in bonus bets. Not a cash offer. Offered by Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, please call 1-833-PLAY-WISE.
Interested in a unique date night? Gibby here. I took my wife Nikki to Wick a Candle Bar. She made her own custom candle right there in the store. Shop local at Wick a Candle Bar. Locations in San Marco and Jacks Beach.
Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. I love Hello Smooth Med Spa, my go-to for skin health and beauty. Their biggest event of the year is November 19th, National Botox Day. huge deals, local vendors, and it benefits Make-A-Wish. Don't miss it. Visit HelloSmooth.com for more details. Hey, this is Lauren Brooks. With over 1,700 five-star Google reviews, it was a no-brainer to have Closets by Design help us get organized at home. They create custom storage for every space, lifestyle, and budget. From closets to garages to laundry rooms and more. Closets by Design will transform clutter into seamless organization. Call today to schedule your free in-home consultation before the holidays and get 40% off plus an extra 15% off with free installation. 18-month financing is available. Call 878-9393 or visit closetsbydesign.com.
Are you an experienced chiller technician and looking for a role where your skills are truly valued? It's time to make the move to Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. You'll get top pay, comprehensive health and welfare benefits for your family, and a pension that doesn't come out of your pocket. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
I'm Frank Franzi, and I've been telling you how proud I am of my daughter Amber, who's lost so much weight on Awaken 180. But it's been a while now, so I wonder if it's something she can maintain. So I sort of asked her, how's it going?
So far, so good, Dad. But you're right, it has been a while. But that's the beauty of the Awaken 180 plan. There's so much variety in the food choices. You don't get bored.
You look great. Do you feel better?
I feel so much better. And I know it's because of the weight loss and how it's changed my lifestyle. So there's no chance I won't sustain it.
Well, what about over the holidays? Look, you grew up in our home, and you know we love the holidays.
Oh, I still plan on enjoying the holidays. I just plan on doing it by eating right. And I've already had the conversation with my coach. She understands the challenges of the holidays, and she's guided so many folks just like me through this. We've already made a plan.
So take my kid's word for it. Awaken 180 works. It's sustainable, even over the holidays. So change your life by calling 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the cool down with Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since 1987.
All right, big news all across the matchup on Sunday between Jacksonville and Arizona. If you have not heard, maybe the biggest story of all is Marvin Harrison Jr. out, an appendectomy today, so he is not going to be a part of things. You already know that they're without James Conner. Trey Benson, the 21-day window has begun. They'd like to give him the football, but there's no guarantee he is going to be back. All right, Kyler Murray is gone, as we do know. As well, their third back, Amari Demercado, is not going to be able to play. I mean, Arizona just destroyed right now with injuries. Jacksonville doesn't need to feel sorry for anyone because their situation is basically the same. They had an injury report that came out today that had 16 players on it. Okay? Eric Armstead ill. We'll see if he's back tomorrow or Thursday or Friday. So you can maybe say down to 15. The two guys who didn't work today, Trayvon Walker with the knee. What's encouraging is he came back and he played. I'd be more encouraged with the did not practice for Trayvon Walker than being limited for Greg Newsome with the ankle. I've always felt that if you get knocked out of a game, the chances of you coming back and playing the following week are slim and none. I mean, we were in Houston. Was it Houston? No, in Las Vegas when Brian Thomas Jr. Went down. And I asked him right after the game in the locker room. And he's like, no, I'm good. I'll be fine. Sure enough, he's been out. He hadn't played now the last couple of weeks, and we'll see what happens there. So those are the, along with Yasir Abdullah, that gives you now 13 players limited today. All right? I'll just run through it for you. Actually, I said earlier they kept Eric Armstead home. They said limited participation today. So, yeah, I don't know what that's all about. If he's, hopefully it's not the flu or something crazy like that. Anyway, ETN, shoulder limited. All of these players are limited. Dennis Gardeck, chest. Anton Harrison, knee and ankle. That's an upgrade from last week. Jarian Jones, the quad. Jordan Lewis, the neck. Heard John Osher say earlier that feels like he's getting a little bit closer, which is good. Hunter Long, the hip, the knee. Patrick McCarry, the knee. Wyatt Milam, the knee. Greg Newsome, the ankle. Brenton Strange, the hip. I think he returns. I think he's active this weekend in the desert. Brian Thomas, the ankle. Don't really have a feel for it. Maybe I will tomorrow after I visit the locker room. John Osher seems to think he's probably another week away. Bayshell Tootin, the ankle, and Andrew Wingard, a back. All limited today. This is a beaten-up bunch. Around the league, they're beaten up. Shedeur Sanders in for Dylan Gabriel. He'll start for Cleveland. Michael Penix Jr., partially torn ACL. In Atlanta, it's the return of Kirk Cousins. C.J. Stroud tomorrow night. Houston hosting Buffalo. He is not going to be able to go. He remains in the concussion protocol. Houston's actually 2-0 with Davis Mills. The only one we don't really know about right now is Aaron Rodgers. No surgery on the wrist, but Mike Tomlin did not say either way today what the situation is going to be against the Bears. Other quarterbacks did go down as well. Bryce Young went down. I mean, it's just I miss the late John Clayton. He was so good on his quarterback statistics and analysis. I mean, John was great. He reminded me a little bit of former Florida State coach Pat Kennedy. No matter what I asked him, it would take him to some point about his quarterback board and quarterbacks that had played this year, quarterbacks that started. He was fascinating. The professor, and we miss him. We absolutely miss him. If you're a football fan and you don't miss John Clayton, man, there's something wrong with you. One of the nicest human beings you would ever meet. John actually did, I don't know if I told you this, Dylan, but John actually did the opposing sideline. So he would work the Jaguars sideline whenever Jacksonville played Seattle. I want to say it happened a couple of times. Well, once when they ran into the stands, and I was right there. Yeah, and then the trip out to see, I think it was 2, maybe 3 times that John Clayton, and I had him on many, many, many years prior to that, but you don't get a lot of road sideline reporters who cover the visiting team as opposed to obviously covering the home team. So anyway, I thought that was cool back in the day. All right, let's grab a few more of these. Why don't we do that? 1035. Truth teller, tell the truth. What's your projection on Norvell first? Then if he stays, do both coordinators. I think it's a yes and a yes, and I hate it. I'd fire his ass. I'd send him packing. And I can't accept what's gone on. And there's one thing that drives me nuts. Well, there's a lot of things that drive me nuts, but particularly excuses. They're awful, okay? They are. They're convenient personally. You can hopefully get away with it professionally. But when it comes to coaches and players, that's endgame for me. And, man, I just don't understand the fan base. I'm not trying to rip you. I don't get it. Why so passive? Why all this acceptance? The guy hasn't won a road game since... the Bee Gees were number 1 on the charts. It's unbelievable. He cannot win games. And it reminds me of my daughters playing soccer where there's all this, give it some time. Give it some time. This is year 6. Give it some time? I want him out. But here's what I think is going to happen. I think if Florida State wins Friday night, he stays. They're not going to beat Florida. Florida's a better team. Florida's a tough place to play. Again, Florida State can't win on the road. So why would you pick them? And by the way, Billy Gonzalez is a better coach than Mike Norvell. So I think if they go 6-6 and go to a bowl, it's going to be enough for him to get the job. I think the only way that he gets fired is if they lose Friday night and then they really get beaten up by Florida. If Florida pounds them, then it's going to force their hand. But there's no doubt this administration, They don't want to pony up the cash. They don't want to look and ask for more cash, and they've already been doing that to get a new staff. And then on top of that, I mean, I think the most legitimate question now, and this applies to Florida too, and this applies to LSU and Auburn, and this applies to UCLA, and this applies to Penn State. And I think you're going to see other jobs open. I wouldn't be surprised if Lincoln Riley leaves USC. I wouldn't be surprised if there's another surprise-type hiring. You know, let's go back a few years ago. No one saw Brian Kelly leaving Notre Dame for LSU. Could there be a surprise type of movement with a coach? Who are you going to get? Everyone wants Lane Kiffin. Who are you going to get? Who's the most attractive coach? Right, I mean, you hear about Golish in the state. Florida, do you want to put your next 2 to 3 to 4 years at a minimum on him? Do you want to put it on a coordinator like Joe Brady? Do you want to put it on a guy that has done well and, you know, failed after doing well, but now gets another opportunity like a Cliff Kingsbury? I mean, Cliff Kingsbury has done some very good things as a coach. But, I mean, does that name blow you away? That's where you're at. There doesn't appear to be a lot of big names as far as coordinators. You know, Brian Hartline's a guy that's getting mentioned quite a bit at Ohio State. Charlie Weiss Jr., laugh about it. Okay, he doesn't sit on a cooler. He's not pounding beers during the game, which, frankly, you need to. If you're a fan of Florida State right now, you need to be pounding beers. You need to have stuff getting inside you in order to deal with the product that is on the field. But I can't remember a weaker college football coaching, whatever you want to call it. You know, the hot seat, the firings, or you know, as far as the candidates. You just don't know. I mean, look at this state. When's the last time they hit? You got to go to Jimbo in Tallahassee. Willie Taggart, a complete failure. Mike Norvell took advantage of the transfer portal, won 19 in a row. He's fallen on his face. I thought Mullen did okay. You know, I thought Mullen really ruined it when he said, you know, that was our football team after the bowl game, you know, 10 days prior, whatever it was, against Alabama. I thought that was just an awful message. But Muschamp, McElwain, Napier, nope. Miami, do I need to bring up Al Golden? Do I need to bring up Manny Diaz? I mean, Miami hasn't been relevant in 25 years. Miami's never won an Atlantic Coast Conference championship. Let that one settle in. They've never won an ACC. It's incredible. I mean, remember when they came in, the assumption was every single year you're going to get a rematch between Florida State and Miami. You didn't get that once. It's incredible. So that's where you're at. I mean, Al Golden did a nice job at Notre Dame as defense coordinator. He's in Cincinnati right now, a little bit undermanned. We talked to Greg Huntington about that yesterday, Penn State grad. I tell you, another guy who Huntington really likes is Bill O'Brien. Can you imagine Bill O'Brien getting a job offer at Penn State after going 1-10 at BC? I don't know. This is one job I would never want to be a part of, trying to hire a coach. It is dangerous. And you know what? There's a lot of really, really good coaches out there. Can you find them? Can you find the right? Can you find a Dan Lanning? Can you find a Kirby Smart? That's where you got to ask yourself. Can you find a Mike Elko? Can you find a great coach? It's hard to do. Final thoughts coming up. We are live from Twin Peaks.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law. We're certainly facing interesting economic times. For me, it's comforting to know my money's in good hands with ITP Partners. Jacksonville guys taking care of my Jacksonville money. Experience? Yeah, that's Chris Bryan, Jeff Hartman, Reagan Wright, Dan Abel, Scott Regner, Janice Cobb, and Reed Wingate. They have the expertise and knowledge to take care of your money. For more info, go to itbpartners.com. ITB Partners, they're my financial partners for life.
Non-compensated client testimonial may not be representative of all client experiences. No guarantee of future performance or success.
Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, West Side, your locally owned commercial truck headquarters and proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, it's Rick Ballou. We've got a fresh shipment of hard-to-find ProMaster vans, perfect for Section 179. My buddy Tommy and his team are committed to the community and make the process simple. Uplifts, delivery, everything handled right. If you need ProMaster vans or commercial trucks for your fleet, you need Jacksonville Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, West Side.
San Jose Collision is hiring for an automotive detailer and porter. If you're detail-oriented, dependable, and love working with cars, apply in person at San Jose Collision in Mandarin. Valid driver's license required.
Looking for a great place to enjoy some craft creations and soak up some scenery? Fernandina's Mocama Beer Company is a must-see and must-try. Nassau County knows it. Visitors need to find out about it. Mocama means near the big water where the sun is born. And if you visit their tap room in Fernandina Beach, you'll see how they've mastered equal parts precision and art in creating great flavors from IPAs to Pilsners, lagers, and sours, plus plenty more. Mocama.com, Mocama Beer Company. Start an adventure and find them in Fernandina.
Prosser here for Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season is finally here, and with that, hopefully comes cooler weather. And if you've been wanting to upgrade your outdoor living space and just haven't pulled the trigger, you should call the experts at Lifetime Enclosures right now. From glass lanais to screened-in enclosures, Lifetime Enclosures and Flooring is the best in the business. Give them a call today. Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Showroom just off Phillips Highway. Tell them Prosser sent you.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then, strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, SuperiorFenceandRail.com.
Hey, David again here with Royal Pest Services. It's that time of year when rodents start making their way into our homes. Layson, tell them what they need to get in.
A quarter-size hole.
That's right. That's all they need. Hey, tell them where to go for a free attic and exterior inspection.
Visit RoyalPestServices.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
Time for Hacker After Dark. I'm long-winded tonight, Hack, so let's get straight to it. What do you got coming up?
Yeah, Rick, good to talk with you, man. I was down in the Jaguar locker room earlier today. Had the opportunity to go one-on-one with B.J. Green and Ezra Cleveland. So you'll hear those conversations tonight on Hacker After Dark. Also, Matt Hayes of XL Primetime and, of course, the USA Today will join me for the very latest on Lane Kiffin, Leon Searcy as well. So we're loaded going until 10 o'clock tonight here on Hacker After Dark.
All right, Hack. Have a lot of fun. That's coming up right now. And what a week it's been so far. It gets even better tonight with Hacker and then again tomorrow. Looking forward to everything that Thursday has to offer. Hopefully we'll get a little bit more on Jaguars injuries on Thursday. Man, 16 on the injury report. That is crazy. Thank you to John Osher. Thank you to Niall Lawrence Stample, former defensive lineman for the Cleveland Browns, and, of course, won a national title on that defensive line at Florida State. Max Fink, thank you. Dylan Denmark, thank you. That's it. Again, I couldn't respond to you tonight on YouTube. I'll be back in the studio tomorrow. And for everyone here at Twin Peaks, what a blast it has been. I'm Rick Ballou. Have a great night. I'll talk with you at 6 on Thursday on your home of the Jaguars, 92.5, 92.5 FM, the app.
There's nothing like the feeling of a